Hello everyone, my name is Dorian. I'm so happy to be here with you today, and I'm very happy to be joining you for this practice of how to deal with burnout. So we know that life can sometimes get overwhelming, and sometimes when we are in that state of overwhelm, it can be very hard to process or function or manage sometimes our easy, everyday, regular tasks. And so this is just a short practice for you to take some time to examine your current state of being and to hopefully use some down-regulating techniques in order to gain nourishment so that you are able to continue to do the very special work that you do. For today's practice, I'm going to ask that everybody have access to a wall. You can see that there's a wall behind me. Also to have a blanket and a pillow. I'm using a yoga bolster for this practice, but it's very okay to use just a regular pillow. And we're very simply going to start off by finding our way into a seated or reclined position. You can be sitting in a chair. You can be sitting like me with your back against the wall. You can even recline on the ground if that's a better fit for your body, as long as your back is supported by something. And then once you find your way into a seat or a reclined state where your back is supported, go ahead and take your hands and place them on the space of your belly. Just soften your shoulders down away from your ears so that you can begin to feel the length of your neck. And it might feel nice to keep your eyelids open, that's great, but you can also feel free to soften your gaze or close your eyes just so that you can tune in a little bit more easily to your internal landscape. We're going to start off this practice with some belly breathing awareness. So just start to find the inhales and exhales moving in and out of the space of the belly. And just notice how with an inhale, the belly swells into the fingers. And how with an exhale, the navel center moves in towards the backbone. And just try to really focus your awareness around the space and the movement of the belly. It's very okay to notice other things that might be around you, sights or sounds or colors. Noticing the support of the wall or the floor against your back body. Noticing anything that might be supporting the soles of your feet or your seat. And once you've had a little bit of play, allowing the mind to find its way through a little bit of your environmental awareness, once again return to the movement of the belly breathing. Trying here not to get distracted, but to just focus on in and out. A visualization that you might indulge in with this breathing awareness. So as your belly fills up, having a feeling of nourishment as if you just eaten a really good meal. And as you exhale out, releasing from your body anything that's no longer serving you. Byproducts of worry, the byproducts of fear and anxiety, just flowing out of your body as you exhale. If you notice any place that you start to tense up or grip, it's okay to allow the mind to have a few rounds of breath where you're with that sensation. And then just come back to the awareness of the in and out of the belly. the sound of your breathing to help soothe you, to help bring you further into the present moment. Letting go of any anticipation of future moments. Letting go of any cares or worries about the past. Just being here. Just being in the now. And just focusing on the breath. After your next exhale, you can go on ahead and allow your palms to find their way into your lap. And just notice as that feeling of peace and ease moves through all of your different pieces and parts. You might begin to think to yourself at this point the phrase, I am at peace. I am at peace. Say it to yourself out loud. I am at peace. Say it to yourself in your head. I am at peace. Begin to repeat the phrase, I am at peace. But as you do, touch the pads of your fingers together. So on the word I, touching the pad of your thumb and your forefinger together. On the word am, touching your thumb and your middle finger together. On the word at, touching the pad of your thumb and your ring finger together. And then for peace, touching the pad of your thumb and your pinky finger together. I am at peace. I am at peace. Keep repeating to yourself, either out loud or in your head, touching the pads of your fingers together as you go. Try to believe yourself. Allow your palms to rest face up on your thighs. Take a full breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. If your eyelids are closed, you can carefully begin to flutter your eyes open, taking in the environment around you. From here, we're going to move into a few restorative postures. In restorative yoga, we do our best to find a way to to soften our bodies into a state of ease without using muscular contraction. So the first restorative shape that we're going to do to help refuel ourselves and to help let go of that sense of burnout is a shape known as legs up the wall. And it's very simple. We're going to put our legs up the wall and help to use that inverted feeling of our legs being above our head to change up our perspective and to help us find a state of ease, a state of comfort, and a state of rest. So getting into this shape can be kind of tricky. I find that the best way to come into a legs up the wall shape is to take your body so that you are sitting against a wall, but one of your hips is attached to the wall. So I'm sitting up against this wall and my left hip is right up flush against the wall. I'm going to make sure that my blanket is close by because sometimes when you're in restorative, your body heat can drop and you can get a little chillier. So make sure that there's a blanket that's close by. Also, I would recommend wearing some clothes that are comfy for this one. So socks and sweatpants are always going to be a great fit, especially if you have a tendency to get a little chilly. So from my hip against the wall, I'm going to take my arms behind me. I'm going to rock my body's weight back, so I'm leaning back. And then I'm just going to take my legs up the wall. I'm going to swing my legs up the wall. I'm kind of on an angle, so for here, I'm going to use my elbows to help slide my body so that my legs are both up against the wall and my head and shoulders are resting against the earth. I'm going to take this blanket and I'm going to place it over my hips and pelvis just for a little bit of weight and warmth. And you have options. You can take your arms and place them on top of any support that you might have placed on top of your belly, or you can take your arms down by your sides if you have the space. Make sure that your chin's not jutting up towards the sky. Try to tuck your chin so that the back of the neck softens against the earth. And just go ahead, rest your heels against the wall. No need to do anything specific in order to activate the hamstrings or the quadriceps. Just let the legs get heavy against the wall. And if this is not a good angle for you, you can always scoot your seat a little farther away from the wall so that the legs aren't so close to being perpendicular with the ground. And then once you find your way into a shape that feels appropriate, scoot your right shoulder slightly to the right, left shoulder slightly to the left. Soften the navel center. Take a big breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And then just begin to allow your body to get heavy. We're going to be in this shape for about 5 minutes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Again, full breath in. Longer exhale out. One more time. Big breath in. Long exhale out. Great work, everyone. From here, go ahead and bend your knees and step the soles of your feet directly onto your wall. You might just press your feet against the wall so you can feel the muscles in your legs start to turn back on. Another option here is to cross your ankles and to take more of a cross-legged seat with your bum against the wall. And then you might use your hands to press your thighs a little closer towards the wall. Just to feel the legs start to turn back on, especially if you're experiencing pins and needles in the legs. And then you can release that pressure of legs against the wall and take a careful roll onto your side body. And then gently use your hands to help you as you find your way all the way upright. We're going to move into a final restorative position for this practice, and that is going to be a restorative shavasana, which is a supported neutral pose. And so we want our spines to be nice and long. We are going to have a little bit of elevation to the legs just to soothe any tenderness in the lower back area. So this is where your pillow is going to come in. We're going to come to lay down on the ground. Once again, make sure that your blanket is close by just in case you get chilly. I always tend to get chilly, so I always like to have a blanket close. I'm going to take my pillow, my yoga bolster, underneath my knees, so my legs are going to be a little bit supported, a little bit elevated. And then before I recline back, I'm going to take my blanket and I'm going to unfurl the entire blanket over my chilly little body. So I have lots and lots of comfort as I find my way into my supported neutral. If you have anything else that you like to have around you to help soothe, scented candles can be really nice, or even an eye pillow, or some essential oils. And then once you're set up for success, laying your body back down on the earth, covering up with your blanket if you're feeling chilly. And then you're going to take your arms down by your sides with your palms face up towards the sky in a gesture of release. Check once again to make sure the chin's not tilted up. And then draw a breath all the way into the soles of your feet and your toes and footprints. And then as you exhale, just get heavy against the earth. Let the earth's energy nourish you as you find your way into your rest. And once again, we're going to be here for about 5 minutes. So breathing in and letting go. Take a deep breath in. A full long exhale out. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft, gently bend your knees and step the soles of your feet onto the ground. You might give yourselves a gentle windshield wiper, dropping your knees from side to side. Just a really gentle rotation of the spine. And then carefully roll over onto one of your sides. And take a breath or two in your fetal position, gathering yourself together. And eventually pushing your way upright to a seat. Keeping the gaze soft or the eyes still closed as you find your way into that seat of your choice. Take the palms together in a prayer and then start to rub your hands together, creating a little bit of energy, heat, warmth, friction with the movement of your palms rubbing. And then really gently take your cupped hands over your eyelids. So without pressing in any way on the eye, just allowing the warmth, the comfort of your own hands around your face, helping to gently usher you back into your surroundings. So just taking a moment here in this nourishing darkness before we open our fingers, allowing the light to find its way back into our eyes. Whenever you're ready, you can do that, releasing the hands from the eyes, allowing the palms to rest back down on your thighs, face up or face down, totally up to you. And just taking a moment or two here to check in with yourself, noticing your level of stress, noticing anything that might have shifted or changed energetically, emotionally, physically, or mentally. Using the power of the practice of yoga to help undo the effects of burnout. But as we know, life is going to keep happening, so we have to keep practicing our yoga so that we remain in balance, or we come back to balance. When you're ready, allowing your eyelids to open, finding your way back. And thank you all so much for spending the time to practice self-care, self-love. And I will see you next time. Thank you.